Hi, my name is Ashwani Kumar. In this video, we are going to see a few December 2019 electronics questions based upon the topics so far we discussed right now. And so here are a few questions I picked up. So coming to the first one, they given that match list 1 with list 2. So they given the transforms here, the Laplace transform we have to find out. So sine omega t, cos omega t, sine hbt and cos hbt. So sine omega t is nothing but omega divided by s square plus omega square, and cos omega t is s divided by s square plus omega, and sine hbt is b by s square minus b square, and cos hbt is s divided by s square minus b square. So these concepts we discussed in the Laplace transforms. So it is a Laplace transform we discussed, and in this Laplace transform, see here you can check that sine 80 is a divided by s square plus a square, and the cos 80 is s divided by s square plus a square. And coming to the hyperbolic functions, here sine h8 is a by s square minus a square, and cos h8 is s divided by s square minus a square. So based upon this one, here the answer is A1, B2, C4 and D3. And coming to the next problem, which of the following is hybrid parameter H22 of a two-port network? So while coming to the hybrid parameters, the equations are V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2, and while coming to the I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. And from this one here he is asking the H22, so H22 is equal to I2 by V2, where I1 is equal to 0. That means I2 by V2 is the correct answer. So I2 by V2 and I1 is equal to 0. So here first one is the correct one. And coming to the next question, the equation of the f of E is the Fermi-Dirac probability function. That means they are asking about the f of E. So here in the concept of Fermi level lecture, here I gave you one formula that f of E, Fermi-Dirac function, is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus e power E minus Ef divided by kt. So coming to this thing, so f of A is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus e power E minus Ef divided by kt. So here first one is the correct answer. And coming to the next problem, in an open circuited PN junction, the contact difference of the potential. Contact difference of the potential means, as I told, that in the PN junction, at the junction some depletion layer will be formed, and the voltage depletion layer forming means some electric field will be generated here, and that is called as a potential barrier voltage. That potential barrier voltage can be given as a KT ln NA ND divided by NA square, where Vt is nothing but a thermal voltage that can be given as a KT by Q. So KT by Q ln NA ND divided by Ni square. So it is a second one is the correct answer. So this is a formula here E naught. So in the PN junction topic, so here E naught is equal to Vt. Vt is nothing but a KT by Q. So that E naught or V naught, potential barrier voltage, can be given as KT by Q into ln of Na ND by Ni square. So that is the answer based upon this concept. And coming to the next problem here, if the forward bias is applied to a diode, holes are injected from P side to N side. That means if the forward bias is applied, so let's take it is a P and it is a N. So the holes are injecting from P to N. The concentration Pn of holes in the N side above its thermal equilibrium value, that is Pn of 0, is given by. So Pn of 0 is asking Pn of 0. So that can be given as, actually here some huge number of holes will be there, and this huge number of holes will move like this. So if you observe with respect to the distance, that means with respect to the distance, let's take it is a distance, or let's take it is a x. X is a distance. So with respect to the x, the concentration of holes are decreasing, right? Why? Because from here to here it is a p-type, so huge number of holes will be there, and whenever the forward bias, this huge number of holes will start moving towards the n side. That means I can draw the graph like this. It decreases. That means if it is moving from p to n, the number of holes will decrease with respect to the x. So decreasing with respect to x. Let's take the starting. That means the starting number of holes, or p n suffix of 0. If it is decreasing with respect to the x, means let's take e power minus x will come. So here in this concept, starting one plus pn of 0, exponential minus must be there. So it is exponential minus x by lp, right? So here it is pn0 is nothing but number of holes at the 0 kelvins, and gradually it starts decreasing with respect to the x. Okay, so here the third option is the correct one. Here you have to identify exponentially increasing or exponentially exponentially increasing or exponentially decreasing. You have to identify. So whenever the holes are injecting from p to n, so the holes are exponentially decreasing. And coming to the next problem, by applying principle of superposition to the circuit, we have to find out the voltage across this resistance R. So principle of superposition means here the two sources are there. First, if I want to consider only the amperes, current source, then I have to short circuit this one. So if I short circuit this one, then automatically this one also short circuits. And now the equivalent circuit just looks like this. One resistor and in parallel with inductor. So it is J ohms and it is a 1 ohm, and here it is 1 ampere of current, and is asking to find out the current flowing through the resistance R. So as per the current division rule, the current flowing through this 1 ohm can be given as I1 is equal to the opposite resistance. What is opposite resistance here? 1 J ohm. In this one 1 J ohms, you have to take only the 1. So 1 divided by 1 plus 1, total resistance into the total current flowing through the circuit, 1. That is equal to 1 divided by 2. That means 0.5 amperes is flowing. So 0.5 amperes is flowing means the current is 0.5 amperes. Now the voltage is 0.5 into 1. So due to this current source, the voltage across the R is 0.5 volts. Plus, now we have to find out the voltage across this R ohms due to the voltage source V2. So now what we have to do is that we have to open circuit this one. So open circuit this one, and I have to consider this voltage source. So now the equivalent circuit can be drawn as, here it is 1 ohm and inductor J ohm, and here capacitor with inductor, so J4 ohms. The capacitor value is not given, and it is plus minus V2 is equal to 1 volt. So now I have to find out the voltage across this one. So here, from here to here, how much voltage is there? 1 volt. So from here to here also, how much voltage? 1 volts. So 1 volt will be there. Now the again equivalent circuit of this one can be drawn as a resistor, inductor, and simply with 1 volt, and it is J1 ohms, and it is 1 ohm. Now the current flowing through this 1 ohm can be given as 1 divided by, that means voltage divided by total resistance, that is 0.5, and the voltage across this resistor is 0.5 into 1, that voltage is equal to 0.5 volts. So now due to the voltage source, the voltage across a resistor can be given as a 0.5. Now 0.5 becomes as equal to 1. So here fourth one is the correct option. And now while coming to the next question, nodal method of circuit analysis is based on, always the nodal method based upon the KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, mesh analysis based upon the KVL. So here KVL, nodal is nothing but KCL, right? KCL and KCL, right? So option A is not at all valid. Why? Because KVL is there. KCL and KVL doesn't require. KVL is required for the what we call mesh analysis. So option C also vanish, and option B also vanishes. Now option D, that means KCL and Ohm's law, both these two are necessary to do the nodal method. So D is the correct and B is the wrong. Next, in the figure below, impedance values of load ZL, which will cause the maximum power to be transferred to the load. So it is the load. They are asking maximum power transfer to the load. That means you have to find out the Thevenin's resistance from here to here. right? So Thevenin's resistance from here to here means so to find out the Thevenin's resistance, we have to deactivate all the sources. So here the voltage source is there. So to deactivate this one, we have to short circuit this one. So if we short circuit, then you can observe here both these two comes into parallel. That means here 2 plus J2 is there. 2 plus 2J comes in parallel with minus J2, right? And this entire thing is in series with J2, right? That means after shorting this one, it can be drawn as like this. It is J2 ohms, it is 2 ohms, it is a inductor that is J2 ohms, and here it is a capacitor minus J2, and we have to find out the Thevenin's resistance at this two nodes. That means both these two are parallel, that comes in series with the J2. That's what I wrote here in the equation format. So now we will find out this one. 2 plus 2J into minus J2 divided by addition of both these two. That means R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So addition of both these two leads to 2, because 2J and 2J gets cancels. Now from this one 2 get cancelled. So finally I will get as a minus 2J 1 plus J. Just multiply, then I will get minus 2J minus 2J square. J square is nothing but a minus 1. So minus 2J plus 2. So finally I got as a 2 minus 2J. It is in series with J2. So 2J gets cancelled, then finally I got as a 2 ohms. So now what is the R Thevenin's resistance? I got as a 2 ohms. That means RTH will comes like this. It is a VTH and it is a RTH, and here it is a load ZL, right? So in this case, I mean in the maximum power transfer theorem, if the source resistance becomes is equal to load, then the maximum power will be delivered. So here I got the 2 Thevenin's, that means the load impedance has also be equal to 2. So here the third one is the correct answer. Next, transfer function of an ideal RC low pass network. So our ideal RC low pass network means our circuit will be like this, because capacitor allows the high frequencies and all the high frequencies will be grounded, only the low frequency components will come out. So the transfer function of this one is nothing but Laplace of output divided by Laplace of input and I of S. So we already did this one in the lecture. So I of S is equal to V of S divided by R plus 1 by CS, and here V naught of S is equal to 1 by CS into I of S, that is V of S divided by R plus 1 by CS, and bring this Vi of S down, then I will get V naught of S divided by Vi of S is equal to 1 divided by CSR plus 1. Fine. So 1 divided by CSR plus 1. So option C is the correct one. So by this way we have to find out the problems based upon the concepts we discussed in the previous lectures. So few more questions we will say in the next lecture. Thank you.